unforgettable episode of the Cynthia Manion Show as we welcome two incredible talents to the stage. Join us live are Allison Rothwell, an actress, mom, business owner, and Trevor Penick, multi-talented performer and the original member of the chart-topping boy band Old Town. Together, they starred in the upcoming film Old Friends and bring a mix of Hollywood magic, art, and behind-the-scenes storytelling to our conversation. We'll be diving into Allison's journey in balancing motherhood and acting, Trevor's career from pop stardom to film, and the creative spark that brought Old Friends to life. Allison, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Can you tell us what it was like that drew you to the story of Old Friends?
So long story short, I'm an actress and I often get cast as a mom and the girl next door. And I really wanted to do something different. So I have a friend that's a writer and he asked me one day, "Hey, what kind of role do you want to play next?" And I was like, something creepy, something very different than I've ever played before. And the show Baby Reindeer was on. And that was kind of the inspiration behind it. I don't know if you've seen it, Cynthia, but it's about a stalker and it's a great show, but I just wanted to do something a little bit darker. So my friend Lee literally just like wrote me a short film like overnight, gave it to me and was like, "Hey, make a movie."
And you did it, following through, ladies and gentlemen, taking action, saying yes, ask, take action, and look at this. And now you're on the Cynthia Manion Show.
Yep.
Trevor, it's such a treat to have you. What was your first reaction when you read the script?
Yeah. Thanks for having me, first of all.
Yeah,
Thanks for being here. I was, Allison came up to me and, kind of pitched the idea. And, I don't really say, wouldn't knock anything down without reading the script. So, I was just like, yeah, send me the script and, we'll go from there. And it was very good. It was a short. It was like, had some, some depth to it. It was something I was like, okay, yeah, let's talk about moving forward with this. Cause I did enjoy it as a short, film that I thought we could bring to life. And like she said, I enjoyed the script as well.
Fabulous. You got a lot of fans here reaching out. You got John going, Trevor. From
John. Yes.
We're here because of John Kehoe.
That's right.
He loves John.
Yeah, he was talking so much about you. We just he said such high praise for you. Let's play the trailer.
Perfect.
And then you can tell us what it was like collaborating with him.
Okay, great.
And then we'll say hi to the other people that are your fans coming on. Can you see this guy, Allison Rothwell? You got to look closely. There's Trevor. And if you're just joining us, this is the trailer. Old Friends. Lipstick on the glass. Woohoo!
All right.
And you got a lot of good sponsors here going.
We did.
All right. That was good.
Now, tell us what it was like collaborating with John Kehoe.
If it wasn't for John, this whole thing probably wouldn't have happened, because when Lee gave me the script and he was like, "Here, do what you want with it," I was like, I've never made a movie before. I've been acting since I was little, but I've never produced anything. And I kind of just didn't even know where to start. So luckily the New England film industry is pretty robust. And I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are actors. And I just joined a couple different groups and somehow it led me to John, and thank God for him. He kept me sane through this whole process. He was wonderful to work with. Anytime I had a question or I was stressed out, I would just text or call him and he was always there for me. Super easy guy to easygoing, easy to work with. Just I have nothing bad to say about him. He helped get this whole project off the ground, and I owe him so much. And also Trevor, I just wanted to say, so I'm a fan of O-Town, which is the band that Trevor, plays in, and I literally just sent him a message on Instagram and was like, "Hey dude, you want to be in my movie?" And I kind of didn't expect him to ever even respond to me, and I had several people that kind of made fun of me for even reaching out and asking him, but he answered me, and after a few months he finally said yes. And I like to tell people that the answer is always no if you don't ask, and you just have to shoot your shot, right? I mean,
Right.
and he's just like, and I know now he's just a normal guy, very down to earth guy. He's easy to work with and fun to be around. But there was no guarantee he was going to, number one, answer my DM, number two, agree to do this. And I think the whole movie would have taken a different turn if he wasn't playing the part of Holden. So thank you to Trevor.
And Trevor, how did you like collaborating with John and Allison?
It was good. I'm from LA, Hollywood area. So, all of the movies I've shot back in in my small little career have all been small, but they've all been in Hollywood. It's like, oh, we're going to be on the East Coast in Boston. Like, is it going to be as, and it was great. I mean, the production company was awesome. It was same as being, I had a wonderful time. Everybody in the crew was super professional, it was great. It was really good. I had a blast filming it. And hopefully we'll get to all work together again, because it was a good experience. Very good experience.
See, ask and you shall receive.
That's right. Right. Happy to do it.
Allison, how do you balance running a business, being a mom, and pursuing acting? That's a lot for
do I balance it? I don't know. I'm stressed out a lot of the time. Just ask my husband. So I work for an accounting firm 4 days a week, and then I own a declutter and organizing business, and then I do the acting, and I have 2 kids and 4 pets. So my life is crazy. I'm constantly like on the go, and I don't even know how I get anything done because there's always 45 things going on in my brain at once. So I don't know how I do it. I just somehow do it.
I don't know how you do it either.
I don't know.
You're just a go-getter. She just goes and does it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just try to keep busy, and I don't like just sitting around and doing nothing. I just like having all these little side hustles and projects and stuff going on. It makes me happy. My accounting firm job is a wonderful company to work for, but my passion is the acting and the decluttering. So that's where I just get my joy from. So I just have to keep busy.
You have a lot of fans too. Kirsten Clinton says, haha, she's always on the move. Got a lot of fans out here. And so's your mom. Is that your mom, Ruth Ann Esposito?
Espinoza. Yeah, that's my mom.
Espinoza. Hi, Mom. We love moms.
Hey, Mom.
Thanks for being so supportive.
Looking forward to meeting you as well, Mom.
Trevor too. Yeah. So Trevor, take us back. What was it like being part of O-Town and the making the band era?
Oh man, that was an incredible thing that, 25 years ago, the first of its kind, the first television show to ever, put a band together on ABC. It was changed my life. I was going to school for acting, when that happened. I was getting my acting degree in California at Cal State Fullerton. And, I just decided to go to a music audition for being a band, and hey, I made it. So it's like, I went and did this music thing, and, it's allowed me actually to be able to do the acting thing because of, we had a little bit of success, and I have somewhat of a name. It's allowed me to get some roles in the acting world. And, I've took acting class in LA for a long time, but the O-Town thing is still happening, still going on. We're on tour now, currently. Starting next week, for the next 3 months, we are out there with the Pop 2000 tour with Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC and BB Mac and Ryan Cabrera, Brad Fischetti of LFO. It's a huge tour. We love it. And I'm happy to be able to have some time away to be able to do the acting. And, I'm lucky that I have, can fit them both in.
Yeah. And Allison, you're lucky to get them in a little spot there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, just trying to plan the filming around like Trevor's schedule. I mean, for me, it was like I had to get through tax season because I work like crazy hours during tax season. So the filming wasn't going to happen until post April 15th. Like that was decided. But then I had to work around, Trevor's schedule with O-Town because I knew he was
O-Town
touring.
forever.
I knew he was touring because I go to the shows. I have 3 shows this month I'm going to. So yeah, we kind of had to just work around his schedule. We just happened to have like one particular week in May that worked for him. And I just took the week off from work and we just made the movie happen. So
Wow. Oh. So obviously your music and your acting influence your approach. Tell us a little bit more about your beginnings. It was so exciting. You kind of skimmed over it.
What you mean, like in college? I mean,
College, the
when I
beginning of
was,
Hollywood.
it's funny because when I was a kid, I used to, I was an athlete and like I did I kind of still do all the things now, which is kind of weird because when I think back to being a kid, I did all the things as well. But I used to shoot movies on a big VHS camera. Me and like a friend of mine would shoot movies in his backyard, and so that was always something that kind of was always there, and that was why I went to college to major in acting because that was like what ultimately I wanted to do. I never thought I would be in music. Yeah, I love music and I always loved it. And I was like, oh, I could do that. I want to do that. But it wasn't something that I wanted to pursue. And I got lucky enough that, Making the Band came along and they went on an audition and,
And a whole
I
tour.
did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Put up where they can find out what the tours are, where the information is, your website. Yes. Trevor?
Yeah. O-Town Official. O-Town Official. No space. Just OTOWNOFFICIAL. OTownofficial.com.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Because you can catch him because he's coming to a town near you.
Yes. Lots of towns.
Lots of towns.
Lots
Yes.
of towns.
On the road again.
Right.
Allison, this was your first time leading thank you, Eric, a film project. So what did you learn in your very first film project?
Oh,
In the process, I bet you got
Yeah, Allison, tell everyone what you learned.
Yeah.
I learned I never want to do this again.
Trevor
No,
will do it for you.
it was really hard work. Okay. So I have been acting since I was little. Normally, I would, rehearse a play and then perform in the play and then it would be done. And then like I'd show up to set, I'd do my part and then I would leave and then that would be it. And this was like months of just constant planning and reaching out to different people, finding locations, finding the crew, just so much work, things that you don't even think about until you're in the middle of production. It was very challenging.
But then you still had to be finding your character as well.
Yeah, right. So on top of like producing everything, I was learning all my lines and also working all my other jobs and being a mom and a wife and whatever. So it was a challenging, very stressful few months. I learned a lot. I don't necessarily think production is in my future unless there's some specific projects that like I feel really passionate about. Like there's one thing, so I'm BRCA2 positive, which means I have a very high risk of breast and ovarian cancer. And so I've had lots of prophylactic surgeries to try to prevent myself from getting cancer. And I would love to do some kind of a documentary about the BRCA gene mutation. And if I can't find someone else that wants to like do it, then I guess I'll just have to do it myself. So, but I need a couple years break from producing anything.
Share this out, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe the right person will pop into your
Right.
life.
Yeah.
Just ask, just like you
Yep.
asked.
Yep.
Trevor, what drew you to acting in the first place? It looks like it was in your blood. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. What drew you to acting in the first place? You said you were already doing it in your backyard with your film camera.
Yeah, so like, just that, doing that and realizing in those moments like, oh, this is fun. And then in 7th grade, I took an acting class.
7th grade, good for you.
I loved it. And I was like, oh, that was fun. But then like in high school, I went to a brand new school in my city. And the theater department didn't become anything until like my junior year. And so my junior year, I started taking it serious and like doing the plays, and that's when I was like, oh, I can major in theater. I was like, I have a plan now. I have a plan for college. Holy cow, I can major in theater. And then I was gonna move to New York and get my master's at NYU, and I wanted to like just get my MFA, and I wanted to just be an actor. And like I said, that didn't get to happen. I joined O-Town. I actually live in New York now. I finally just moved here. So that early dream I had in my 20s, I'm now living.
That's so fabulous.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, I'm coming up next week. Maybe we could have lunch.
Yes. Oh, well, I'll be on tour. Depends on where.
That's fabulous. Allison, give us the elevator pitch for Old Friends.
Oh, so Old Friends is, I don't want to give too much away because it's
a short.
It's a short, and it's creepy. It's basically two people that may or may not have met in a past life who reconnect and have an eventful night together.
Woohoo!
That's all I can say.
Oh, possibilities are endless, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
imagination cooking.
It is not a young children appropriate movie. My kids have been asking for weeks. They want to watch the footage, and I was like, we can watch like parts of it. Like we can watch like a couple different scenes.
They can watch it.
Oh, they
How old are your children, Allison?
What?
You have 3 children?
Two's enough.
How old are they?
6 and 8-year-old boys.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're gonna when they're older.
They're very sweet. They have tons of energy.
That's the understatement.
After their mom. Miss Wagner can't wait to see it. Oh, she says you can make a child first.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
What themes do you hope viewers take away from the film?
Oh, I mean, I'm just excited. I'm excited for people to see it because this sounds so silly, but like, and I wouldn't necessarily classify it as like a horror movie, but growing up, all my friends always told me you would be great for a horror movie. Like, I don't know why, but I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But
actress, of course, it was great.
Yeah, I just always was like drawn to like, I wanted to play something creepy, something very different from who I am. You know, I'm a mom, so I always get cast as like a mom or like the neighbor and whatever. And that's great. And I love doing that. I love acting, but I just really wanted to challenge myself and do something a little bit different. And I had this little voice in my head, like, you should be in a horror movie. You should be in a horror movie. My friend Pam, especially, always, you're going to be in a horror movie one day. And I was like, let's do a movie where, you know, the woman's kind of in charge and stuff happens, and it's I want to entertain people, but I like that there's like some suspense and there's a twist, and I want to surprise people, and I'm just really excited for people to see it.
I can't wait. What was the most challenging scene to shoot? It was your scream.
It was my scream. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Trevor, there was part of the movie. Trevor was, I don't want to give too much away.
Trevor was.
I was just saying I couldn't talk.
Yeah. So Trevor had more of a physicality issue that he had to deal with, more so than I did, that I feel like would be very challenging. I mean, he can speak to that. For an entire day of shooting, he was compromised in a way, which was not comfortable, I guess, perhaps. I don't want to give too much away. But Trevor, I mean, I don't know if you want to mention anything about that and how that was for you.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time I had ever done something like that in a film, you know, mostly physical, all physical, you know, and having to really use my body and face and, you know, not being able to say words and get the emotion across of what's actually going on in my head. And it was good. I enjoyed it. And that had to be hard for her, because then that was like, she's the only one that was talking, you know, so that for her was like, I think the most challenging day for both of us, really, because we didn't really have back and forth, but we did, but just not verbal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You'll understand when you see the movie.
Yeah.
I'm
But
excited.
one other thing
Intrigued.
I wanted to mention was I had
Mhm.
a few I'm not naming names, but I had a few people who said to me when I told them that, like, Trevor from O-Town was going to be in this movie with me, and they were like, "Well, can he act?" And I was like, I
You
mean,
don't know Trevor, obviously.
I was like, I think so. I mean, he definitely can perform. He's a performer. He's on stage singing and dancing, whatever. And and I watched a couple clips of things that he had done, and I'm like, yeah, I think he can do a good enough job. Like I didn't know what to expect. And then I have to say that Trevor, you did like way better than I was expecting,
Oh, thank you.
which is great. And just I think proves to like my haters, my friends that are like, well, what if you're hiring this guy to come be in your movie and he sucks? And I'm like, well, then I guess I'll look better if he sucks, right?
No, because you were following your voice. You knew he wasn't gonna suck. You knew it was gonna be
Yeah.
brilliant.
No, I mean, I had faith. Once he said that he was interested in the project and like loved the script, I thought it was going to be fine. But he
John's
honestly,
supporting
Oh,
you.
thank you, John. Thank
Trevor
you,
was
John.
fire.
he was, yeah, no, he was great. And he really did put up with a lot of kind of difficult situations on that last day of filming, which I don't know if I would have been able to do because
Yeah, you would have.
I don't know. We'll see.
You got the passion. It's amazing what rises up.
Yeah.
So, Trevor, funny, surprising scenes from the movie, stories that you can share?
Well, there was a there was a very silent room in between one of the takes, and I had to like get up to get adjusted. And a little bodily thing came out of me. That was kind of an embarrassing moment. Just a little, just a little, just a little shout out.
We're human.
We're
Just a
all
little shout out came out of my booty hole. But that was pretty embarrassing.
Of course, at the most quietest
I
time.
was like,
You're like,
I'm like, that was
where's the dog?
can't play that off. Excuse me.
Allison, as a business owner, has this helped or complicated your work in the arts?
oh, I think that so like Trevor, I studied theater in college. I didn't leave to join a boy band, but
You did.
no, I missed my calling. I really wanted to leave, like graduate from high school and move right to LA. Like that was my goal.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was
That
just
needs to be a real.
my dad was really, really like, hey, just go to college and study theater. You can act, but like get a bachelor's degree, have something to fall back on, right?
Our parents, yes.
And
Safety first.
I'm glad that he did that. I mean, if he hadn't, I mean, who knows? Maybe my life would have been different. Maybe I would have been a famous movie star in California. Who knows? But now it's like I'm at the point where like I'm in my early 40s and I'm not acting full time like I always hoped that I would be. But you got to make money. You got to pay the bills. I'm supporting a family. So I'm just trying to do as much acting as I can to like keep the passion alive and for me to have fun and to keep practicing my craft. But like obviously if money was no option and I didn't have to like work to support my family, I'd probably just be pursuing acting full time. But I'm kind of at the stage in my life where I have to be like responsible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
always a way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit.
For sure.
I got 2 kids that count on me. So
and they'll
So
grow up, and you can still do it.
yeah. Yeah.
You'll
And
always be working.
honestly, I've been doing a lot. The last couple of years, I've been doing a lot of film projects, which has been great because when they were really little, I took, I took a long break because I couldn't do it. And I would love to go back to theater at some point too, but usually it's like 3 nights of rehearsal a week, and I don't feel like I'm at the point yet where I can leave my husband for like 3 nights a week having to deal with shuttling them to activities and doing dinner and bedtime and whatever. So when they get like a little bit older, I would like to do theater again as well.
So, Trevor, you've done it all: music, film, comedy. What fuels your creative life?
Just doing everything that I want to do. I mean, I constantly want to do all those things. I've always wanted to do music. I'm glad I'm doing it. The acting I've always wanted to do. Why not be able to do both? Why can't you do both? Stand-up comedy is something I've wanted to do since I was very little, but that is the most terrifying thing in the world to do. So it took me a very, very long time to get the balls, the nerve, to get up there and do it. You would never think that if you know me. People who know me, oh, why would you, why do you get nervous? Like, you're on stage all the time. I'm in the room. I love being on the mic. I love talking on mics. I MC, events, weddings all the time. But stand-up comedy is just like a different, like, it's just the most nerve-wracking thing in the world. And so I'm glad that I've done it, and I'm a little bit more comfortable now. I don't get as nervous. I'm not as crazy on the days that I have shows. We'll see tomorrow. I'm sure I'm gonna be crazy. But yeah, I always want to continue to do the things that I love. Why you should not be able to just do one thing? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I've always, I played every sport. I've always done more than one thing, and I will continue to do that and tell people as well to get out of your comfort zone. When you do something that you're not comfortable, it's like the most gratifying thing. I can't believe it took me so long to do stand up, and every time I get done, it's just like, oh, that was so incredible.
It's a wonderful life we have, guys. So
Yeah.
make the most of it now. But then again, there's that stress. How do you guys stay grounded in your demanding industries?
Well, I'm sure the kids and the family at home, I'm sure kids and family keep Allison pretty grounded.
Yeah.
The travel, just being around family, friends, you keep yourself grounded. I mean, that's ultimately, you're in control of that, being grounded at the end of the day.
So what inspires you?
My dreams, doing the things that I've always wanted to do at the highest level.
Same.
Having the courage to put yourself out there to do it and possibly fail and not be good, or just doing the thing.
What was the most rewarding part of filming Old Friends? Allison's going to say getting it done.
The fact that it happened.
Yeah.
We had some hiccups the night before filming. We had to recast our other actress, and our location pulled out.
Oh.
So,
Look, the economy is so good, very funny. You got a compliment. Yay!
So that was very stressful. The Monday night we were filming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday night the shit hit the fan, and you just have to make it work, right? You just have to figure it out. So we recast the other role. John and I think Kat, our DP, knew someone, and they found her, and she was great, and she did a great job, Paige. And then I called Daddy and I said, Dad, do you think that we can film my movie at your house for the next?
Dad to the rescue. The greatest. What ended up being the best location ended up being that. Like,
yeah, I mean, so our director, Allie Mae, she came from California, and so we were just meeting in person that Monday night, like before shooting. And when we went and looked at a location, and she's like, yeah, it's okay, it'll work if we need to. And then I was like, well, we could look at my dad's house. And she was like, let's go. And I'm thinking, she's not gonna like it. And we get there, and she's like, this is perfect. This is exactly the vision that I had. So I think there were like 19 of us total, 19 people in my dad's house for 2 days straight, which, if you know my dad, he's a quiet man. He likes to keep to himself. He kept to himself during the shoot. He kind of hid upstairs. He didn't come down too often. And our set designer, she moved all the furniture. Everything was moved, and like, thank God for that.
It was like anxiety, ADHD 101. Like, oh my God, what are you doing to my place?
Yeah, it was.
Please make it back.
But yeah, I mean, he honestly, he saved us, because what was I going to do? Like, Trevor was coming from New York, Allie was coming from California, to try to reschedule everything with Trevor's touring schedule, and then me having to take a different day off from work, and to get all of the crew that we had an amazing crew, to get them all to commit to days again. I was like,
awesome.
it's not going to happen, right? If we don't do it now, it's not going to happen. At least the same people and whatever. So thank God for my dad. He saved the day. It worked out great. But it was a stressful couple of minutes on the Monday night before
We
we
have
started.
such charisma together, so more projects in the future. I feel like you got a thing here. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, I want to do as much acting as I can do. If Trevor wants to act with me again, sure. Do you want to produce something? Because I don't want to do it again.
I have other people that can produce.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll just make John do it all next time.
Yes. John's a powerhouse.
Yes.
I think John mentioned maybe doing like a full-length version of Old Friends. I mean, maybe we could do that. I mean, well, who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
That sounds like a good project.
Yeah. Turning the short into a feature.
Yeah.
It's
Because
always great.
Because the short, I mean, it's not done yet, but the rough cut was around 16 minutes. There's so much more we could do with it. There really is. So we definitely, I think, could make it into a full-length feature. No problem.
So what would you do? See, totally possible, Leanne says. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we would need somebody else to fund it. Because I think people don't realize, and I did not realize this either, that to make a quality short film, like quality, like really good production values, good people, good crew, it is not inexpensive.
Nothing is.
I have worked for free as an actress many times. I have lots of friends who are in the industry who all volunteer their time a lot, and the projects come out great. But like for this particular project, I was just so excited to kind of get going. I was like, I want to be able to pay everybody. Like, I don't want people volunteering their time. I want to pay all the actors, all the crew, and I want to pay them like a decent wage. And right now, the New England movie scene is lacking. I mean, I can't do a ton of stuff because I am working 4 days a week, but I mean, even just background work on like big movies, there's been so much less stuff that I've seen posted. So I think that it was for the crew that got hired to do this, I think they were happy to be working, but also to be paid on the day that they finished their job.
And they were all great.
Yeah, I mean, we had an amazing crew.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of good comments here. Let's shout out to Sonia here. Allison has reaffirmed that dreams do come true, and you only fail when you don't try. That's beautiful, Sonia. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support.
Sonia was an extra in our bar scene.
Oh, Leanne says everyone was valued.
Yeah.
But most important. John says we need time to prepare, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Aaron says yes, full length. Let's go. Deanna says I'm here for it. Miss Margaret, thank you. Thank you all for your support and for being here. A shout out to Eric and a few other people that I didn't say hi because I didn't want to be rude and interrupt, but we love that you're here. We appreciate you. Trevor, tell us about the solo one-man show. What can fans expect in that? Bianca, 100% here for it. Don't you have a one-man show?
I have what's called solo Trevor. So I do solo because when I'm not with the band, I do like solo music. So I do solo music, and then I do stand-up comedy, and then I know I've been in the theater. So the ultimate Trevor show is going to be a one-man show with all of those things in one. So as I do the solo Trevor music shows, and then I do my comedy shows, and that's kind of like two separate things that are secretly working together to form one thing, but they just are living on their own right now, if that makes sense. So yes, in the future there will be a definite like full length one-man show. But as far as like tomorrow's just the comedy, it's just, you know, what are you doing, whatever that is. I'm already nervous talking about it. Can we not talk about it?
No, okay. Tell us how you would get. Tell
And
us
then
about.
no, I'm just
Go ahead.
kidding.
Go.
I was just messing. And then yeah, and then the following week I have a solo Trevor the music, which is fun, opening for BB Mac. That I love to do because I've always since O Town, you know, been writing music and like, you know, not all the songs I write get used, you know, for like O Town. It's like I like to write songs for me too, and so it's like, oh, you know, I want to get out and express those and show those, and you know, so it's always a good time.
Kristen Clinton, you're going to be amazing, Trevor. Amazing.
Thank
We
you,
already know
Kristen.
that.
Well,
Yes.
we hope so.
What how are you going to grow your acting career moving forward with your current mommy status and your accounting status, and you're going to keep doing stuff? Like, do you have a plan? Do you have what you want to be ultimately? Like,
I mean, since I was like 6 years old, I wanted to be a famous movie star. I mean, that's like what I've always just wanted to do. Basically now, whatever gigs I can do, I'm doing, right? Like anything that is available to me, I'm doing. I'm just trying to make it work. Next up is the 48-hour film festival, which I do with a team. It's the Providence Film Festival. They do it in like all major cities, but it's the last weekend in June. So I'll be on a team. If you don't know what it is, basically you get a genre on Friday night, like a random genre, and you have 48 hours to make a short film.
I know what this is. My friend did this.
It's fun.
One of
It's
my
very
best. He's coming to the show.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no.
Jackie Salvucci. I've heard about this. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's fun. It's for me, it's not as stressful because it's not like my team. It's more like I just show up Saturday morning and I learn the script and I act and then I get to leave. But like whoever the team lead is, Friday night they get the genre and then they're writing a script. And then Saturday we're filming everything and Sunday they're editing and they're like making a movie and it has to be submitted by like I don't know, I think 5:00 on Sunday night. And I can imagine it's very stressful, but I've done it many times and it's super fun. So that's my next thing. And then my friend Marco is the team lead on that. And then a couple weeks after that, he's doing another project about speed dating. So I'm going to be in that as well. So whatever anybody wants to give me to act in, I'll do. I'm not picky.
Leanne wants to know how do you get on a team? Do you know? Who she can contact?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, for me, I met Marco. He was on a team that I somehow got on. I don't even know how I originally got on it, but now, and then Marco decided to be his own team. So I've done the last 3 with him, his production, Mtron Productions is the name of it. And some like I know he'll post on Facebook and be like, hey, I need one more actor, or I need one more whatever, if anybody wants to be on my team. And it's just kind of a networking thing. So yeah, it's super fun. I think everybody who's I mean, even if you're not into acting, you could go on and, you know, you could write, you could help with the editing, you could help with the music, you can do whatever. It's just like a really fun weekend.
Leanne, I saw you said, how'd you get on a team? If you watch one of my recent podcast I did with Alex Bowling, she's talking about her short that she did in 48 hours. And in it is her website and how to reach her. So you can go watch that, get that information and reach out to her. Tell her I sent you. She's amazing. And she did that. And I think there's a few other people in my acting class that have done those. And I'm like, wow.
It's fun. Yeah. It's a good time.
What's one thing your fans might be surprised to learn about you, Trevor?
Let's see. I'm a pretty open book. Except for the skeletons that I'm never gonna meant to say. But you know, maybe that I am an extremely nervous wreck before I do comedy. That's something I think people don't know. Well, I wouldn't ever assume about me. I don't get nervous before like O-Town shows or anything like that. I only get very, very extremely, extremely nervous
Thanks,
before
John.
doing comedy.
And
There we go.
you,
See, look at that. We already put Cynthia in the feature.
uh,
Perfect.
you, Allison, what's something your fans will be surprised? It does sound like a fun weekend, doesn't it? There.
I'm not sure I have any fans per se, but I love
Obviously,
that
you
you.
do. They're popping up on here.
Oh, my girls. So I have a lot of.
Practice,
I
yeah.
call them like my boy band friends. I've met just as being a fan of O-Town and NSYNC. I've just met so many wonderful women that I'm like super close with now. Oh,
See,
Amanda.
Amanda Stewart. I'm a fan.
Yeah. She's one of my boy band friends. It's just
Nice.
like the fandom. Okay.
Kristen Clinton, ha ha ha! I'm your biggest fan. Look at
There
this.
you go.
But like Trevor, I'm an open book and I literally don't keep anything to myself. So I don't think there's anything that anyone would be surprised to like know about me because I literally just share everything with everyone.
Sonia says fangirl. Dina Margaret says you hide it well.
Oh, she's talking
Thanks for
about
being
my
here and
nervous
supporting us,
energy.
Allison. Oh, your nervous energy. Uh-huh. So, what does success mean to each of you at this stage of your life? Hmm?
To me, it's always just been being able to do what I love, and not ever having a job per se.
It's a beautiful
Lucky.
thing.
And I'm doing that. I think that is like success at its finest. Now, there's obviously things that I want to do that are bigger, and but I am successful. I am doing what I love. I get to act. I get to do comedy. I'm doing music. I say, hey, I'm successful. So,
Yes. And
this
look
is what it looks like.
that charisma, that smile. And you, Miss Allison.
So I would say that if I could continue with the acting and to actually be paid for it on a regular basis would be lovely because yes, it's a passion and it's fun for me, but I would love to make this my career. Like if I could be paid to act and that's all I had to do and I could just focus on one thing, that would be amazing. Obviously that's a very hard career to have and so many people want it and very few get to do it. So I'm happy to be acting and to be volunteering my time because it's my passion and I have fun doing it. But I mean, to be truly successful as an actor, if I could say, hey, I'm going to quit my job and I'm just going to act and I'm going to get paid to act every day, I mean, that would be like the literal dream come true.
And it could happen with your fire and your spark.
I hope so.
Okay, so Allison, how can listeners connect with you and support your work? I know you've got a big fundraiser coming up or something. Why don't you talk
Tomorrow
about that?
night. It's tomorrow. Yeah, I'm very excited. So, somebody suggested that we have a comedy show fundraiser to help kind of fund the movie because, as I mentioned before, a short film, even though it's short, is very expensive, and I had to spend a lot of money that I really probably shouldn't have been spending right now on the film. It was worth it, but I would like to be able to pay that off. So we're having this comedy show fundraiser. Originally, it was just going to be Trevor, my buddy Aaron, who's a stand-up comic, this woman Lauren Duke, and then long story short, but somehow Maddie Smith from Nick Cannon's like Wild and Out ended up getting involved. John knew her. He was able to call her and be like, hey, you want to do this? Now she's coming. So it's going to be very fun. It's tomorrow night. We have an awesome venue in Norton. It just opened up, I think, in March. It's called the Grand Chateau Owl. And it was the old public library that was like abandoned for like a really long time. And this woman, Camille, just like scooped it up and flipped it. And now it's this beautiful event space. When John and I went to go see it, like we walked in and we were both like, we need to shoot a horror movie here. Like it's just got that like very gothic kind of creepy vibe. But it's beautiful. It's awesome. So yeah, so it's tomorrow night, June 12th, starting at 7:00. we're still selling tickets. They're you can buy them at the door, you can buy them at the door or on the Hollywood webpage, which I saw was posted earlier before. There it is.
Boom. Let's
Right
go.
there, Hollywood Film Group. Yeah. So you can still buy tickets. It's going to be super fun. And we're very happy to have Maddie Smith, and so happy that we could make Trevor make his schedule work. And I'm excited to see him do stand up, because I know he's nervous. But he, has just kind of started his stand-up comedy career in New York City. And so when I was like, we're doing a comedy show, I'm like, hey, you want to come do a set too? So it's going to be fun. I'm very excited. So everybody should come. Anyone that's local to Norton, even if you're not local to Norton, I know we got some people coming from New York to support Trevor. I really hope that we'll get a lot of people tomorrow night.
So tell people, because this is the whole world this is going out to, just in case someone's around, give them a little more specific information.
So buy a ticket at this address that's on the screen. Show up, and like I said, it's a comedy show. It's the venue. We're not going to be doing food or anything. We're starting at 7:00, so there is a full bar, and we will have ice cream available. So the the important things in life: booze and ice cream. And I know we talked about live streaming it, but I don't.
Good point, Aaron. Aaron Walker says, I wish it was being live streamed for those of us who live too far away.
We talked about doing that, but we didn't know how to. I don't know. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. We are recording it, and there's going to be footage that'll be played, on Instagram like later on, but we couldn't make the live stream work. But yeah, we're having raffles. We have a lot of really cool raffle prizes. We have 2 great seats to the Red Sox. We have 2 tickets for the boy band brunch at City Winery this weekend. We got some restaurant gift cards. Kristen's excited about the ice cream.
Marco's recording it, John says.
So Marco is my friend from Mtron Productions. He's the team lead for the 48. So he's coming, he's recording it. So we will have all the footage. We will share the footage somehow. Yeah, it's just going to be a great night to support the movie, but also just to laugh and have fun and drink and eat ice cream. And I'm excited. Comedy, I love seeing live comedy. So I'm just very excited.
Excellent. And where can listeners connect with you, Trevor, and support your work? Also here for this project, I understand.
Yep. There, Trevor Penick 24 on Instagram.
There we are, Trevor Penick 24.
There it is.
Go follow him now.
That's right. Get all the updates. Follow O-Town. Follow when I have music, or you can Patreon as well. Trevor Penick / Patreon. Patreon.com/Trevor Penick is what I mean. For more closer insight, snippets, songs before they're released, stuff like that. So yeah. And come tomorrow. Come watch me do comedy. If you're in the Norton, Massachusetts area, come on. It's right there. Come on.
Yeah.
Are you Boston folks? You're not too far away.
That's right.
No, we have some Boston people coming. It's really, and actually Norton's pretty close to the Rhode Island border too. So even if you live in Providence, come on down.
Yeah, Providence.
Yeah.
Yes. And here is actual Allison Rothwell.
Yeah, so that's my Instagram handle. And then my other Instagram is for my decluttering and organizing business, which is at Rothwell Organized. So my last name and then the word organized. If you need any declutter and organizing help, I need
declutter up here.
I do virtual coaching and in-person coaching as well.
I have an app for that. We'll talk later.
Okay,
it's one of my podcasts. You can watch it. It's Jim Poole, Poole from Newcom, Nucalm.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah. I have so many wonderful guests, and now you're on the list.
Yay.
How about that?
That's
so
great.
When people come on, I'll be referring them back and forth. There was this mother. You should see what she did. You can do it.
You can do anything. I mean, honestly, if you have a dream, just make it happen. That's what I've learned from this whole thing, right?
Yeah. Looking forward to the future New York City comedy shows. Yes, Miss Wagner. Woohoo. And Amanda's coming. from New
Amanda comes
Hampshire.
from New Hampshire. So we got people coming from all over.
Yeah, let's go, New Hampshire.
Tell your friends, share it out. You're getting wished an amazing and fun night tomorrow. I guess Dana's not going to be there.
Danny.
We're happy you're here supporting us and sharing this out. So let's see, what intention or goal are you each setting for the rest of 2025?
For me, I'm not just continue on the path that I'm on. Shooting towards the goal that is the thing I'm reaching for, that's far, far away. Staying on the path for that.
And how do you write it out? Do you have a board? Do you have a
I mean, I've
bullseye?
speak it into existence. I've written songs about stuff, so that it's out there. I definitely believe in speaking things into existence, manifesting. I do agree with that. Yes.
I manifested Trevor Penick from O-Town being in my movie.
Yes, you did. Yes, you do. And do you guys have a meditation practice? Do you do that, or you just call all the time, or do you have a time or a way? What do you do?
I just talk to myself all day and just tell myself the same thing over and over again. And I'm just like, make it happen. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you say all positive things, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you're going to say, Trevor?
Yeah, same. I mean, I talk to the mirror.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I do.
If you know that I'm amazing, you're amazing, we're amazing chant we did, it works really great in the mirror. It's before you go on stage. It works lovely in tunnels, on mountaintops, in front of the ocean or a lake.
Works everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. So let's see. Where were you born, Trevor?
I was born in Rancho Cucamonga, California, suburb of LA. Born and raised. Yeah.
And you moved, and you stayed there your whole life until just recently you came to New York?
For the most part. I lived there pretty much my whole life until I was in the boy band. I lived in Florida and on the road for like 4 years. And then I moved here to New York in the end of 2023. So I'm still a New Yorker.
I lived in New York for 17 years when I was there for a month. I have to overdo everything.
Yeah.
In fact, I was Mrs. New York America and got interviewed with Matt Lauer when he still had hair on Good Morning.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
Oh, it was a great run. It was a great run. And you, Miss Allison, where were you born? Were you born?
I was born in Newton, Massachusetts, which is right outside of Boston. And I grew up in a very small town called Sharon, Massachusetts.
Beautiful town.
Beautiful town. My dad is still in the house that I grew up in, and I made a movie there last month. Go figure, right?
You gotta be really nice to him for Father's Day.
Yeah. And yeah, now I live in Norton, where our fundraiser is tomorrow night. It's another small town, kind of similar to Sharon. I've been here I think my husband and I moved here in 2014. So it's been like 11 years. But it's a great town. It's a great town to raise kids. I talked about moving to New York right after college. And it's funny. My boyfriend at the time, we went to visit friends right after we graduated, and we were just with them for one weekend. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't live in this small space and not be able to afford to have a dog and have a cat. I'm a big animal person, and to just live in this tiny little shoebox of an apartment. I was like, I can't do it. So the plan was right after college to move to New York, and it didn't happen. I'm a small town girl.
And it's working for you, and you're still doing your dream. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And how do you find the city, Trevor? There's so much to do, so many shows, so many museums. So what's your favorite?
My favorite is just walking through the park.
I love Central Park.
Because I'm Upper East, so I'm close to the park, but I'm still infatuated just walking around looking up at the buildings. I mean, that is
changes. The skyline has changed so much.
Yeah, and I mean, it's when you're walking through it and just the I call it controlled chaos. You know, that's what New York is. New York is itself controlled chaos, and it's like building, 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 building. But every building is perfect. The lines are perfect. The symmetry is perfect. This building's not like this building, but I love perfect symmetry, and that's all there is here to look at. So it's like my brain goes crazy when I'm walking around just looking up. So I mean, I love that. I still have so many places I have to go. I I am not here more than half the year because I'm gone so much touring. So it's almost like when I'm here, it's a quick vacation and then I'm gone, you know? So it's almost like I have an Airbnb in New York that I own. And the rest of the time I'm on the road. But you know, I have so many places, obviously, that I still have to go because you can't. I could go to a new place every day, and I wouldn't be able to go to all of them. You know how it is.
So you travel all over the United States. You go international as well?
We do all over the U.S. Before COVID, we did more international. We haven't been back since COVID, but I think next year we're gonna head back overseas. We should be working into doing something like that soon.
Where do you usually go? Do you have a
So Germany was very nice to us back in the day, so we would love to go back there. Um, the Philippines, our music is like the most listened to of all the countries is in the Philippines.
wow, you definitely have to go there. Wow.
Yeah, so we went there right before COVID, November of 2019. We played an arena with A1, which is like another boy band from like overseas. And we sold out an arena. It was crazy. They were like, "Can't wait to have you back next year." We're like, "Yes." And then COVID, and they haven't had it. You know, they just haven't gone back. So, but I think we're in talks with them again. So yeah, I'm hoping to go back there because when we went there, we actually took the trip. Hey, we're already over here, so let's explore. And we went to one of the islands in the Philippines, Boracay. Um, and it was the most beautiful place in the world, and I can't wait to go back. So yeah.
Traveling for you, my darling Amanda. Have you?
Allison.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my bad.
Amanda just popped up on the screen. In her defense,
I'm like, who's Amanda?
her name was just right there. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
My favorite place to go is Disney World.
There you go.
It is. I love Disney World. We haven't brought our boys yet. I mean, my older son went when he was 13 months. He obviously doesn't remember it. I'd love to do like our big trip like next year when they're like 7 and 9, because I think those are perfect ages. I want to go before the magic is gone. You know, like I want them to be excited still to like meet characters and all that. My husband and I got engaged in downtown Disney. Like I'm just a Disney freak. Like I love it. So, but I haven't been back since 2017. It's been way too long.
Whoa.
So we're due. We need to plan a Disney trip, but also I love all travel. Like I've been to Israel, I've been to London, I've been to Paris. Like I want to go to more places. Probably when the kids are a little bit older.
It's the best.
Yeah.
So in closing, what's one message you'd like to give out to your audience? Personal, business, supernatural?
You want to go first, Trevor?
Hey, thank you for the support. Please continue to support. More to come, more things brewing always. Please keep coming back. I appreciate all of the love. Thank you for supporting me and my dreams. And every time I try a new one, you're right there. So thank you.
Oh. And Miss Allison.
I mean, I just feel like I'm the perfect example of ask and you shall receive. If you have a dream, if you have an idea, if you have something brewing in your brain, just like try to make it happen, because you just never know. Like when I first got the script from my friend Lee, I was thinking I was just going to put out a casting call for like local Boston actors to play the part of Holden. And then I happened to listen to Trevor. He was on a podcast. He was being interviewed on a podcast, and I heard him say he wanted to do more acting. And I was like, oh, I happen to have a script and I need someone to play Holden. So why don't I just ask him, right? I mean, I never in a million years thought that was going to actually happen. But I'm so
Yes,
glad
you
it
did. Yes, you did. Your whispers told you. Yes,
well,
you
I
did.
just
Right? Yeah.
like I said, the answer's no if you don't ask, right? If I had
Oh.
never had the guts to like DM him and be like, hey, you know, we met at a VIP event for O-Town like a couple weeks ago. You probably have no idea who I am, but I have this script. Do you want to be in my movie? Like, if I hadn't like taken the chance to do that, then Old Friends wouldn't be what it is now, because it would have been some other actor. It would have been, which I'm sure they would have been lovely. I'm sure they would have been wonderful. But
No one like Trevor, though.
there's no one like Trevor, right? There's no one like Trevor. Like I said before, like I'm a fan of O-Town. Like my kids are fans. Like they got to meet him on set. They were very excited to show off their dance moves.
Yeah.
My younger, like
Adorable.
oh, that's my husband is
Oh,
saying.
there they are. Hey, Grayson and Bryce.
Hi.
There they are.
Brian, thanks for lending your wife out for the evening. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Bryce.
The kids, I mean, literally, Bryce walked up to Trevor and was like, "Do you want to watch me dance?"
Oh,
And I was like, "What do you want me to put on?" And he was like, "Skydive," which is an O-Town song. So,
oh, thank you, Patty.
they just they're just big fans. They're boy band fans too. And actually, Grayson's coming with me in a couple weeks to see the Pop 2000 tour.
Woo-hoo.
So it'll be his first concert. It's going to be very fun. I'm excited to. He was a little nervous because he's like, I only know O-Town and NSYNC music. I don't know LFO or BB Mac. And I said, well, you have some time to learn it. So over the last few months, we've been listening in the car, and he's learned a lot of the music. So he's excited. I went to my first concert when I was 8. I went to Paula Abdul. So he's 8. So now it's his turn, first concert. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But yeah, just follow your dreams. That's all I have to say. Just ask. You never know what could happen.
Well, you've been lovely, lovely guests, Allison and Trevor. Thank you so much for being on the Cynthia Manion Show.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, share this out. Please subscribe to the Cynthia Manion Show and go and watch some of the old episodes, the other episodes. They'll never be old because every one of them is a superstar, and every one of them touched my heart and yours. And look out for Trevor on the Road in a city near you, and Allison's show movie, the Best Friends, Finding Friends. Old friends, you know, old friends, new friends, finding friends. We all need friends, and now we're all friends.
The friends.
So be a friend, be kind, hold the door open for someone, take a moment, leave early so you're not driving like a maniac. Be safe, make wise decisions this summer. I will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Cynthia Manion Show. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.